Knicks Nation, today is Tuesday, the third day of September 2024. Hope you enjoyed your weekend. Hope you're safe and healthy. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here trying to save lives, as well as those that are out here picking up garbage, keeping our places clean, especially after a long weekend. Those also that make deliveries of things like mail for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children who are the victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of pornography, prostitution, child prostitution, human trafficking, sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create the demands to create these industries. And finally, blessings upon the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless in the United States of America, and millions around the world in similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. This is kind of like a public service announcement, strictly for Knicks Nation. Public service announcement, strictly for Knicks Nation. What I realized, well, put it this way. After every Knicks season ends, and I'm talking strictly about the Knicks, because their media and fan base and that combination is the highest in this area. What area am I talking about? BS season. After a season ends for the Knicks, BS season starts, and that media starts putting out stuff about the Knicks to get people to click. We call it clickbait, right? To click on these articles, if you want to call them that. Mostly they're like toilet paper if they were paper, but articles and stuff and innuendo about the Knicks to create conversation, to create clicks, to create a narrative. Right? And they just kind of throw anything out there that, might stick. And there are always, I've learned, there are always going to be people that are looking for that because they live for it. Okay, there are people that live for that. Just like there are people that live for drama. Their life is filled with drama. They sometimes complain about the drama, but really and truly, they want the drama. And so there are people that, for clickbait, it's like catnip. It's like telling the guy that's an alcoholic to walk into a bar and don't have a drink. That's how it is for a lot of people. But for those of you that are like myself that can't stand certain things like that, and I understand that people make money on that. That's how you got to make your money. That's how you got to support your family. Do what you do. But for me, I'm just trying to get the Knicks. I want the Knicks to win this championship. I don't care about the BS. But again, that doesn't stop us. So at the end of every season, there's BS season. Okay? Now, the thing about BS season is that we should understand, especially with respect to this particular Knicks organization, because, organizations for the Knicks have been run by different groups, as you know, and I know, over the whole history of the Knicks. And so you got different managements, presidents of basketball operations, general managers, scouting heads, all of that, different people over the season. Of course, you've had different types of owners. Now, James Dolan Group owns it, but you've had different owners, different groups running the Knicks over time. This particular iteration is in its fifth season. We've had 4 seasons of Leon Rose running the show, with James Dolan being the owner and allowing him to do that, and Leon Rose picking the management team, and then that picking the coaching staff and the players and so on and so forth. So with this particular iteration of the Knicks, what is one of the outstanding and standout aspects is that they do not talk to the media. They do not allow their plans to be known by the media. Then what ends up happening is media gets upset, which, them being upset at the Knicks is nothing new, especially in the last 20 years. That's not been anything new. Let's be realistically, last 40 years, 50 years. But them being upset at the Knicks, nothing new. This just gives them more fodder. The Knicks won't talk to the media. The Knicks not giving any idea what they're doing. They have no press conferences. And everybody in the media is upset because they get paid covering this stuff, right? So the Knicks don't let anything out. And there's a reason for that. Because in the past, when they have, speculation has run rampant. It's created fires out of nowhere that sometimes cause people like James Dolan to make bad decisions under pressure. So this particular group does not do that. They do not let anything out. They do not let any information out So the media don't know what's going on. So how do I know? Sometimes some of y'all say you must work with the Knicks because you seem to know what they're going to do. I don't. All I do is look at logic based on sound basketball decisions that have been made by teams run by sound management. Teams that are long-term, sustainable winning teams. What would Miami do? What would San Antonio do? What would Boston do? What would the Lakers do? So you look at it long-term, and then, but by logic, you can figure out, oh, this is what they would probably do next or not do based on a sound, long-term, sustainable winning strategy. And then you add to that what Leon Rose has already done, and you could use what he's done in the last 4 years as examples of what he would do going forward. Okay, so that is not that hard if somebody wants to analyze it that way. It becomes hard if you're listening to BS, because then you're guessing, right? So at the end of every season, there's the BS season where this stuff happens. And of course, there's people out here guessing because the Knicks are not telling you anything. What you're hearing is a combination of three things. You're hearing media making stuff up to try to create content. That's one. You're hearing agents trying to advocate for their clients by talking up trade possibilities, money, salary, blah, 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 blah. That's what you're hearing. Or sometimes you're hearing word being leaked so that a narrative is created in favor of the team making the leak. Danny Ainge is very good at this. He's very good at this. The Ripper is very good at creating a narrative out of nowhere to create fodder for his team so that he can make a move that's favorable to him. He does that a lot. But mostly it's the agents and the media that's making this garbage up. So what I realize now is first there's that BS season that comes at the end of every season. Then it goes into summer. BS season continues. And then, at the summer, you're dealing with summer league, you're dealing with draft, you're dealing with free agency. And once all that is done, then there's no more to talk about because everything that was speculated either came to pass or didn't, and it's all done. But now, here we are in late August, now early September. It's a second stage of BS season because BS season is created because there's a vacuum between the season, right? So when the Knicks are playing, there's speculation still, but they're playing, right? When the Knicks are not playing, that creates an emptiness, a vacuum. And so people throw stuff out the wall. You're talking about trade possibilities. You talk about, valuable assets for trades and all this. And of course, those of the people that feed on such things that want the drama will run with that. Okay. Don't come to me with it though. Right now, the Knicks roster is set. They're not going to make any moves. The earliest they can make any moves is December 15th. Which I don't even think they're going to make it then, but at least at that point, we can see where they are. Right now, there's no moves planned or being made because their roster is set. And you see, this is another thing. When the Knicks sucked, you go into the season and you're looking at anything that could possibly help save them, right? Any new player, any possibility of a trade, anything, any rookie that they may have drafted. Is this the new savior? Could this guy be the sleeper? And you're hoping. We're not there anymore. Right now, the Knicks are a contender. Right now, they have their squad. Right now, they've developed everything they need to develop. Right now, they're trying to win it all. And they're in a serious conversation to do that. So this is why, and you hear veterans, NBA veterans tell younger players, and you hear players even say it, like Julius Randle said, you don't pay attention to social media. Don't pay attention to social media because it'll get you off your game. And this is what I don't want to be involved with. I don't want to be partially, even small way responsible for taking one of the guys or taking a team I'm trying to encourage to win it all off their game by crap I'm buying into in the media. That's what the media's danger is to the team. Stuff will get in the locker room. It's like a gas that leaks into your house and it will kill you. from within, rumors. This has happened to the Knicks before. The thing that comes to my mind is the first time the Knicks drafted Mark Jackson and he was Rookie of the Year. This type of stuff about his contract, about negotiations, all this came out in the media and it started getting ugly. And then there was a disconnect between Mark and the management. And it pervaded the locker room, it hurt the locker room. Mark ended up getting traded. Bad move, but that's what happened. There's been many other situations like that, but not with this regime because they don't let anything out. And see, the players know. The players understand. The people on the roster know this management is not letting out nothing. Everything is in the inner sanctum and it's not being discussed publicly by anybody. Okay, and it's kind of like part of the new culture. None of the players discuss anything going on. We didn't even know what was going on with Precious Achiuwa until the deal was done. Purposely done. Okay, purposely done. Okay, so don't listen. I guess what I'm saying is to y'all that are, that are into drama, enjoy the drama. You're gonna have plenty of it because between now and a couple of weeks training camp, it's gonna be all kind of crap. But for those of us that understand where the Knicks really are right now and want this chip this year, ignore that crap. It's 99% garbage. It's not true. It's not something you need to worry about. It's not something you need to concern yourself with. And it's certainly not something I'm going to discuss on my channel. Public service announcement. Y'all enjoy your Tuesday. Shalom.